Welcome back, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so now let's talk about silver. Silver prices have fallen back under the $23 level at $22.87 at the time of recording this video, which is 6 p.m. EST on September 26th, 2023. But why? That's what we're going to be breaking down in this video, folks, but we're also going to take it a step further, as I always give you the newest, latest, freshest, most up-to-date recent information in the world of precious metals, more specifically silver, and I'm always going to keep you in the loop and give you the inside scoop. We have 3 different articles we're going to break down, and they all flow into each other. First is this price analysis, looking at silver tumbling, but also why silver is looking for higher pricing and what this higher pricing could be. So you see, we have a great video that I put together for you guys and gals. So make sure you like this video if you do enjoy the video, and make sure you click subscribe. With that said, let's get into this. Silver price analysis. Silver prices stumble, falling back into the $23 level. Silver trips and tumbles in Monday trading, heading towards the $23 level. Silver failed to capture $23.80 on Friday, and silver is heading back into recent swing low territory. A bouncing US dollar index is seeing silver take a step lower. We know that what the dollar does, silver is going to do the exact opposite. So when the dollar is strong, silver is going to be weak. Silver is falling further back to kick off the new trading week, testing into familiar lows after last Friday's bounce couldn't be sustained. The Federal Reserve is set to see interest rates holding higher for longer than previously expected, and the boost to the US dollar index is capping off recent upside swings for the silver price. After the Fed upped their interest rate forecast, or dot plot, last week, the US Central Bank expects interest rates to only decline 0.5% by the end of 2024. The Federal Open Market Committee, or the FOMC, previously saw end 2024 rates at 4.6%, but sticky inflation complications saw the Fed up their forecast to 5.1%, which obviously is going to affect the silver price. But when we look at the macro, that might not be the case for too much longer. And I would like to pass the question on to you. What do you think silver's price is going to be ending the year? And when you answer that question, when you say that price, please also explain why. I will give my thoughts later in the video, so make sure you stick around. But let me know what you guys think. Here's the technical outlook. On the hourly candles, silver is looking to build a floor near the 200-hour simple moving averages, near $23.15 after tumbling around 2.5% from Monday's highs near $23.65. Intraday upside momentum will be looking to recapture familiar territory north of the 100-hour SMA, currently settling near $23.35. Silver is suffering from a notable lack of meaningful trend momentum in the long term, with silver cycling the 200-day SMA on their candlesticks. Price action is constrained to the middle as silver consolidates with lower highs and slightly higher lows, trapping silver into the mid-range. Swing lows are pricing in the near $22.40 level, with the top end set to run into a descending trend line near $24.40. So it's nothing too major. I think this is a great opportunity to take advantage of these lower prices, get silver at a discount. True silver stackers look at lower prices and are happy. We're extremely positive during these times, because we get to lower our dollar per ounce average, where most investors, or the newbies, have weak hands and aren't looking at this positively like we are, but negatively, because they don't understand silver's true value. They are looking at silver from a dollar perspective, but when you understand the dollar's true value, when you understand that spot price is irrelevant to silver's true price, its true value, then you start to understand the bigger picture. Spot price is irrelevant. No matter who says that 1 ounce coin is worth what, is irrelevant because the value of that coin is the 1 ounce of silver inside of it, not the price tag attached to it. Why would you compare fake money that's lost 98% of its purchasing power to something that always holds its value, that has intrinsical value? It doesn't make sense. Silver made a modest rally during Monday's trading session, showing signs of an attempt to breach the stubborn $23.50 level. Now, remind you, this was last Monday, September 19th. So when we're looking at this article, don't really pay attention to this because we already know the outcome. It didn't break through that. But I want to look at this part. This is why I chose this article, because this part really doesn't matter. I just covered the aftermath of what all happened here. But let's look at this second half of the article. There is a certain level of demand in the market at present. Interest rates also exert their influence on the silver market, which we just saw. But it's essential to acknowledge that silver has been consolidating within a reasonably well-defined range since May. Consequently, it's prudent to anticipate that this range will continue to exert its influence, at least in the intermediate term. At this juncture, the preference leans towards adopting a buying strategy rather than selling. However, it is crucial to recognize that this market is unlikely to experience a sudden takeoff, and we wouldn't want that anyways. You don't want something to just explode and just go straight up, because then once it hits that overbought territory and starts correcting, it's going to jump straight back down, a lot of times lower than what it started in the first place. It's more likely to involve a gradual ascent, and that's where price stability kicks in. That's where prices can stabilize, so when it does correct, then it can stay at those higher prices instead of falling all the way back down. Characterized by periods of grinding movement, and given this expectation, closely monitoring position sizes is paramount, as volatility is expected to be a recurring challenge. Nonetheless, it's worth noting that silver currently finds itself closer to the bottom end of its range than the top. This suggests that there is a certain level of demand in the market at present, reinforcing the notion that buying opportunities may be more favorable than selling ones. As the silver market navigates its dynamics, a prudent and patient approach remains key to capitalizing on potential opportunities. Regardless, I think you are about to see a move. Just make sure you are not overexposed on the side or on one side or the other, even though we are closer to the bottom. So they're playing it safe, and they're pushing that narrative more towards traders or people that are looking at the SLB and the PSLB. But if you're someone that buys the physical, then you shouldn't worry about the day-to-day pricing. If you're not planning on selling for 10, 15, 20 years, then what silver's price is today really doesn't matter. And it shouldn't matter. So as they talked about this demand, this flows into the second half of this video, which is talking about Chinese solar capacity, which reached 0.5 terawatt in August, following the addition of the equivalent of the entire US solar capacity so far this year, which is 133 gigawatts. The production base in China is expanding rapidly. And remember, China is the biggest consumer of silver. And the growth is likely to be faster than thrifting of silver can be achieved to lower loadings. That's a very important sentence, leading to a forecast increase in solar silver demand this year. China appears to be on track to exceed previous expectations for solar installations and cell module production. That's another very important sentence when you also realize that China is the biggest consumer of silver. Silver demand will only be growing as they exceeded previous expectations, so the numbers The record-breaking supply deficits this year, hundreds of millions of ounces in the red, is only going to get worse. And over the next decade, it will get worse and beyond. But let's just put the next decade into perspective just to keep things somewhat, without going too far off the deep end. Let's just say the next 10 years, silver demand will be rising astronomically as we go completely green or try to. But when we are 6, 7, 8, 9 years into this, where are we going to get that silver from? We're already setting record-breaking supply deficits, and all these vaults, LBMA, LME, and the COMEX already admitted that they're near empty, so where are we going to get this silver from? That is going to push the COMEX to become exposed again. Last time it really was the Hunt brothers in 1980, which pushed silver to the highest price it's ever been, $50. But the government banned silver and stopped that ascent at $50. But next time when they can't do that, how high will silver go? Consequently, record solar silver demand is predicted for this year, which may exceed 165 million ounces. But then incorporate EVs as well. Every automobile company by the year 2030 is going to be electric. So solar and EVs plus 5G towers and silver lithium-ion batteries and so on and so forth. Just think of what this type of demand is going to be. Low supply, high demand pushes the price up. Where are we going to get that type of silver to meet this demand? It's not realistic. Product innovation of solar cell types may also help demand. I don't really think so. I think recycling will only put a dent into this problem. I don't think we have a solution. The cells have 30% higher silver loadings than traditional style cells. Despite a significant increase in demand, the silver price is not well correlated to industrial demand, and above ground stocks of the metal will be able to satisfy greater demand if mine supply cannot. And that's the problem here. That is the problem here. It's not going off of the numbers, the real numbers, the fundamentals. Some say every ounce of silver you own in your hand, 100 other people theoretically own that same ounce online. But that's not theirs. They think it's theirs because on a screen it says it's theirs, but there's not enough silver for everyone that owns that silver online to have that silver if they tried to turn it in. It would expose this corruption. So the silver price finished the week slightly higher at $23.58 an ounce, marking the second consecutive week of modest gains. So this is written yesterday, September 25th, 2023. Today is the 26th. So you get a little bit of an idea. It does go into platinum, palladium, rhodium, everything. So this is another important part. It talks about EVs, talks about units, and when you look at the numbers, things are interesting. When you look at the globe, the entire globe, not just the United States, not just China, you can get an idea of where we're going to be in the next decade and how unrealistic it's going to be to come up to find all this silver. It is not realistic. And if you think it is, then you're living in la la land. As someone else said, I forget who said it. It was either David Morgan or Ted Butler or Keith Neumeier. But they said, if you think we have enough silver to go green, you're living in la la land. And that stuck with me because it is so true. Now, when people realize this, which hasn't happened yet, when big tech does, that's when I think silver's true price will start to show itself. The fundamentals, like Ted Butler always says. The fundamentals, supply and demand. Not all this other crap, not all the manipulation, not all... No, we're talking about the fundamentals. Fundamentals of something that comes out of the ground is needed for the entire world, as silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity and even light sensitivity. And we don't have enough of it. And anyone who gets into investing, there is the first rule. Low supply, high demand pushes the price up. There's a very low supply of silver. There's a very high demand for silver. What does that mean? Pushes the price up. So anyways, I thought this was interesting. I want to also throw in my 2 cents, like I said earlier in this video, of where I think silver's price will end or will be ending the year and why. Well, here's the thing. Let's go to like this chart. Let's go to the 1-year chart. Here's the thing. The holidays are usually very bearish for precious metals. And that is, I'm sure you could all understand why. People aren't really paying attention to the markets. People are with friends and family and traveling. And a lot of people are depressed during the holidays. And there's just a lot of emotions, and you could see some people selling their silver to pay off Christmas presents or whatever the case is. It definitely is bearish. The Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales are very, very, very important for me, at least, because that is where I get a lot of my silver for great pricing. And a lot of people might be holding off right now for those sales, but I don't think those 2 days alone, or even usually it's like a week, that week is going to fix the price. But it usually is pretty bearish. I think this time it could be a little different since we are in the middle of a war and the 2024 elections are coming up. So I think ending 2023, I think we'll see silver sitting around $26, $25, $26. Nothing too crazy, but I do think once the price and the price will be stabilizing around there, even more so than now. I think the year 2024, silver is going to be extremely volatile because we do have the 2024 election, and you always have to remember when crazy times are happening, crazy prices are going to happen with it. And that is almost expected nowadays, right? We're living in crazy times, so expect crazy things to happen. But anyways, I would like for you all to throw your 2 cents in as well. What do you think silver's price will be ending the year and why? Well, guys, I thought this was a great video. I had fun. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe because I am doing a giveaway. Plus, I post daily videos every single day. If you want to purchase from Miles Franklin, make sure you hit them up. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. And yeah, folks, let them know Silver Slayer sent you. It helps me out. And Andy loves when you guys, when my community builds a relationship with you guys, as me and Andy also do a weekly podcast called the Silver Stacking Podcast, and a lot of you enjoy that as well. We have a playlist if you want to watch all our previous episodes. We've done a lot of different episodes. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.